Hello, one subscriber. So today I'm going to give you a walk around of the Ranieri 15, and it's also known as a Revolution 450, 4.5 meters long, 15 foot. Same mould, whatever year, and yeah, what can I say? It's an open console boat, and this particular model, being a 15-inch, has rather a lot of stern weight, or weight at the stern, to make room for this gorgeous sun deck. It's a very practical boat, very dry, and depending on the engine that you've got installed, can be very fast. The 50 horsepower is typically installed on this. We'll get it. I had 50 horsepower on this before, I've changed it, and could get 29 knots out of it. So this particular one isn't as it seems. It's a DF60 that's been remapped by West Wales Tuning, so I don't know, somewhere between 65 and 70 horsepower, I'm guessing. It's got a 17-inch propeller, which is good for 35 knots. And it pulls that. With the auxiliary engine, isn't what it seems. That's actually a 3.5 horsepower Tohatsu with a 5 horsepower carburetor and some Suzuki stickers so that it matches in nicely. Just the one thing I've omitted to mention is I've experimented extensively with the engine height on these, and I've determined, at least on this 15-foot model, to get the anti-ventilation plate here 40 millimeters above the bottom of the keel there. Oh, that's something else. What this one's got, the garbage drain. But yeah, so to achieve that, a lot of these engines are set low, because you've got this stainless strip that's on top of the transom, and it sticks out by 2 millimeters. So what I've got on this, to raise the engine up to be on the top hole, I've got 3 mil shim of stainless both sides to enable the engine to be raised. But yeah, so when it came, it was on the second hole down, so it runs quite well at 40 mil up. And the difference, having that extra, having the engine raised and optimized, is quite a lot. It made a massive difference. So I would encourage you to do the same if you've already got one of these models. This one other thing as well. This one's fitted with no feedback steering, which is quite a good safety feature. So you just waves cannot influence the steering wheel, nothing at all, which is quite good, because you can get into some big slams with this, you know, when you're launching, jumping from wave to wave, and that's good to have. No feedback steering, fantastic safety feature. So yeah, this one's been fitted with EVA foam, as you can see in here. Did it myself, and it's a bit dirty, but it does clean up. That's the thing. Keep getting in here with muddy feet, and it always cleans. This model as well, it's got the forward mounted fuel tanks, which is quite good to keep the boat as trimmed as possible. So that's made possible by putting it inspection hatching, so it could run the fuel pipe to come out. It comes out just under there, next to the GPS antenna. So it's also got a Suzuki digital gauge. It's got an older Garmin Echo map. But it's yeah, what can I say? I really like the boat. It's addressed the one issue, that it was underpowered. I mean, it's always been okay on top end, but when climbing out the hole, when you've got some passengers in the back, it could be a challenge to try and get it up out of the hole. We've got storage. Just need to move those fuel cans, and yeah, there we are. Anchor ready to deploy. There's the other addition. This one's got, it's got a QI charger for your mobile phone, so that your phone can keep on charging while you're on a journey. It's also got a 12-volt power socket and a USB power there. No drinks holders. You have to get a cycle bottle holder and hope that it doesn't rust. Yeah, so this is the seat removed. I think the newer models have kind of like a split seat, but we've got a third 25-litre fuel tank in the rear anchor as well, and the battery sits in there quite nicely, and there's plenty of room in here for fenders, inflatable toys, whatever. I've just dropped the bow cushion in, or one of them anyway, so it's quite comfortable for your passengers. I'm normally out alone in that, so I don't normally keep the cushions in. And the other thing this boat's got as well, a nice addition, is it's got a 12-volt isolator. They've got self-draining deck, so any water that comes in disappears out of this elephant's trunk and out, so it self-drains. You don't have to use the bilge pump, and yeah, it's quite a good thing. The bow is pretty buoyant anyway. There's some watertight chambers inside, so it's quite good. It's very difficult to stuff one of these models. It just doesn't happen. And this one's got the courtesy of eBay, it's got a bimini, and no need to drill the gunnels, because you can get these stainless fittings that just mean that it's quite quick to put up. You've probably wondered what these straps are. Well, these straps here, they just hold the bimini forward when that's erected in the upright position. So yeah, it's good. All in all, it's just about set up the way I like it. It's got the nav lights, it's got the, what's not here, it's got pole light, fish rod holders, and yeah, it's got the launching poles. Weighs, it's an unbrake trailer, they weigh about 450 kilos all in with the engine, 105 kilo engine, that's Suzuki, but the maximum rating is 77 horsepower or 120, which means that you can get a Yam 70 on there if you wanted. So this one's got a second winch on the front to retrieve trailer and boat back to the car, keep the car on safe ground. It's got a homemade spare wheel bracket. You can actually run it down a beach on that if you lift the jockey wheel all the way up. There we are, yeah, superb boat, really like it. Things to look out for, not a lot really, just the usual stuff. Everything's really expensive if you have to go and buy it from Reddish, well, the importer Reddish Marine at Salcombe. So I made my own auxiliary bracket, which came out quite well. And yeah, easily tow a skier or a toy, inflatable toy. There we have it, the Ranieri Revolution 50.